Starting live video.
You said go. Oh, now go?
Yeah.
Okay, hi. My name is Patrick, and I'm the founder of Ferocious Fighters. That's my music. And I'm the founder of Ferocious Fighters. I live in Colorado, as a lot of you know, at least the ones that live in Colorado. And I have CRPS. I guess I'm kind of supposed to go through the explanation of that and that type of stuff. I originally got CRPS when I was 8 years old. I jumped off 2 steps in my front yard and twisted my left ankle, or I guess hyperextended my left ankle, and we went to the ER that day, and they did x-rays and stuff and found nothing wrong, and thought that it was just sprained. And then we went back, and they ended up, eventually after a couple weeks, finding that it was actually a hairline fracture. Well, it didn't matter that it was a hairline fracture. I ended up just getting a lot worse from that point. They put me in a boot and said, well, it should be getting better within a couple weeks. And I went that couple of weeks and nothing had really improved. My foot had started to change color and got a lot colder, and just the pain got worse and worse. It ended up unbearable where I couldn't walk on it, so I was hopping around on one foot. And then we just went to specialist after specialist to try and get an answer to what was wrong. And none of them seemed to really understand what was going on. Most of them decided to, since they didn't know what it was, no one would know, and that it just didn't exist and that it was faking. And at this time, I was still 8 years old. But through the 4 months it took me to get diagnosed, I ended up turning 9. And after an MRI that also showed nothing wrong, we decided I needed physical therapy, because if nothing else had helped, physical therapy should. And about 5 minutes into my physical therapy appointment, no one could stay in the room other than the physical therapist. I was in tears, unbearable, just awful pain, because they were having me walk, and just walking should not cause that much pain. Ooh, it's a ghost. And about 5 minutes after my mom left the room, because I was in so much pain, the physical therapist came out and told my mom she believed I had CRPS, or RSD, complex regional pain syndrome, or regional sympathetic dystrophy. I think that's
Reflux
sympathetic dystrophy. And we didn't know what that meant. We had no clue. We went to Children's Hospital the very next day and got the diagnosis about 5 seconds after the doctor came into the room. It was immediate. My foot was purplish black. I'm saying a lot, sorry. My foot was black. It was much colder. She said it had antennas. They would go near to, say this is my foot, they would go near and my foot would just kind of move away without me looking. It was almost as if it just could not be touched. My body was in such a self-defense mode. And then after being diagnosed, they decided they had to move fast because I had lost lots of blood flow in my foot. And I think it was either the next day or the day after. It was a Wednesday.
It was the next day.
It was the next day. That's my mom behind the camera. I had a triple phase bone scan, and it was so obvious that they use my video to train residents. The medication that they injected took many times longer than the other foot. The other foot started receiving the medication like normal, it goes through the IV. It shows up almost immediately. like that quick. And then the other foot took, I think it was 12 minutes or something to even begin to show the medication. And it was like, even as someone who didn't know how to read a triple phase bone scan, I could tell something was wrong. Then 2 days afterwards, the next day, I got a sympathetic nerve block. And so, they knocked me out. They did the block, and afterwards, I woke up not feeling any better, but the blood flow had kind of started to return. It made it a little bit better, blood flow wise, not pain wise though. I was still in 10 plus excruciating pain every day, constantly. Couldn't sleep, couldn't do anything. Don't say go. Okay. Hello again. Our live feed cut out, but we're back, and I think I was just finishing up talking about my sympathetic nerve block. So I did the sympathetic nerve block. It didn't help with the pain at all, but it helped with the blood flow in my foot. So while it wasn't a great option for me, it helped a little bit. Then over the past 5 years, we've tried an assortment of different things, including all natural things like Genesis Pure, which helped me for about a year, and things like Lyrica and gabapentin, which never really helped me. Overall, I've tried, starting from then, a 1 week inpatient rehab at the Children's Hospital with catheters in my legs, pain clinic, or pain camp, I guess, another rehab in the Cleveland Clinic, a company called Genesis Pure, which makes all natural supplements that helped me a lot, medical marijuana, which has probably been the longest lasting thing that's helped, and many other things. And then, sorry, let me reach down. I also tried gabapentin and Lyrica, which I mentioned, and those two never really seemed to help me. In fact, they kind of did the opposite. The gabapentin, we're suspecting, is the reason I had to get my gallbladder removed, and also was the cause of my colitis.
You've also tried things like hyperbaric and acupuncture.
Yeah.
You changed your sweatshirt.
Yeah. I was looking for, I have a hyperbaric oxygen treatment sweatshirt, and I thought I was still wearing it. I definitely wasn't. And I've just tried very, very many things. I feel that if there's one thing people need to know about CRPS, is unless they have it, or had it, they truly do not understand what it is. People say, oh, I get what you're going through, but unless you have had CRPS, you really do not know what it's like and how hard it can be at times. That's honestly one of the most important things, in my opinion, that people realize. One thing I want other kids with CRPS to know is that while the pain might not always get better quickly, or while this symptom may get worse, while bad things may keep happening in a row, eventually you might find a doctor that will be able to tell you what's wrong. I've had the same headache for 3.5 since I got CRPS, pretty much, since I had my sympathetic nerve block. I've had the same headache, just constantly pounding, awful pain. And a doctor recently found an infected wisdom tooth that had rotted through the bone capsule, excuse me, through the bone capsule, possibly like into the sinus and stuff. and they're thinking that surgery removing the wisdom teeth and all the infected stuff and maybe a spinal tap and some stuff with my spine will help the headache. And these headaches aren't just like, in my opinion, they're like migraines, but constant. They don't go away after sometimes a week or two. It's been like this for years, but just keep hoping that things will get better, and eventually, hopefully, they will. And it really does get better.
So tell us a little bit about why you started Ferocious Fighters and why you think it's important.
I started Ferocious Fighters when I was 9 years old. I decided that I wanted to start Ferocious Fighters when I was 9 years old. We became a corporate 501c nonprofit when I was 11 years old. When I was 9, we had started, I was in a really bad depression. All I wanted to do was kill myself, pretty much. That's all I could ever think about. That's it. And then my mom found a parents group with a couple parents, and I wanted to start, or she thought it would be a good idea if I talked to some other kids with CRPS. Because my biggest problem was that I was isolated and no one understood what was going on. And she found a couple kids that were willing to go into the group, and I developed a very good connection with them, I think, at the time. And one of them went to a pain rehab type place and wasn't doing very well. Was really just in what seemed like, if I were there, would have been a really tough spot. And so I decided I wanted to send her a little care package, and gave her like a bear and some balloons from their gift shop, and just told them to send them to their room. And that's when I realized I really enjoyed doing that for people. Not just because I thought it made them happy, but because I felt like, as someone with the same disease as them, I could really, like, if I had received it, I think I would have felt maybe a little bit better. Or at least, obviously it doesn't help with the pain. Nothing can always help with that, but I feel like it made it feel like someone was really there for them. And I thought that it was a good idea. Since then, I basically forced my family to help me with it. My mom worked like a billion jobs at the same time. My dad was the treasurer, and he's always helped with the creation days and just helping wherever he can, and that's always been really awesome. Even my sister will help with stuff, making blankets and sending them out. When I was 11 years old, we we got the money for Ferocious Fighters very fast with one of my mom's jobs on Jamberry, which is an all-online job. I think it was her 4th or 5th job. And I think we suspected that it would take about a year or so to get the profits for a lawyer, and it took 4 months.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. My brain isn't working. I had to take Valium today. And then sorry, brain fog. And then we had the profits for the lawyer to actually become a 501c3 other letters and numbers nonprofit. And I think that was probably one of the coolest things I had ever heard, was that I actually founded a nonprofit, or had the idea for a nonprofit. And then we sent out our first 7 care packages, and that's probably when I realized that it was actually a thing we were doing. and how cool it was. Since then, we've sent out 375?
320. And we'll send out
320.
70 next month.
Okay, sorry. 320, and then we're sending out 70 on December 12th. And reached
73 as of this morning.
400. Oh, that's where I got the number. Okay. 473 families as of this morning, with 5 countries. 9
countries.
9 countries, 5 continents. And I've still kind of struck by it. So, yeah.
So what's your big message for kids with CRPS? What's your Ferocious Fighters motto?
Even with CRPS, you can still do the things, at least you can do better than a lot of other people can. I feel like, especially with the kids that get CRPS and have experienced those early life, in my opinion, kind of like traumas, they have those experiences to help them in the real world, rather than, going into it with your eyes closed. So I think that kids with CRPS can do whatever they want. I feel like if they aspire to do it, they can get it done. And I mean, Nazir Jones proves that in every game he plays. Nazir Jones is a defensive tackle for the Seattle Seahawks who has CRPS. Sorry, my knee popped out. So yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to ask and see if anyone watching has questions?
Sure.
Okay, guys, it's your turn. If you have something to ask or you want to ask Patrick a question, this is your shot. We've got him trapped here.
Yep. I could escape out of the roof if I really tried.
We'll give him a minute or two and see if anyone has any questions.
I'm going to stand up and see if I can get my knee back in.
All these parents are really quiet. They're not asking questions.
They're not?
Psst. Maybe it's not letting them. I don't know.
Can you hear us? Watch, none of them heard us this entire time.
Okay, have a seat and sign off. And you can do another video if they have questions afterwards.
Afterwards? Okay. Okay. That hurt my neck. What should I say to sign off? Good night. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to make this a normal thing. Thank you. I'm gonna just keep waving. Am I off yet? Okay.
You won't let me push the finish button.
I'm gonna just keep waving.
Oh, goodness gracious. Seriously, it won't let me push the finish button.
I'll just keep waving. Unless they have questions. I'll just wave. Well, yeah. Oh my god, my neck hurts. I like pizza!
There, you're on now.
Yo, I like pizza! Ooh, that voice crack. Uh-oh. Here's my phone. What's the other question?
They can't hear you because your face is inside a thingamabob.
I like pizza.
What kind of pizza do you like?
Hawaiian. No. I like meat lovers pizza.
Okay. The other question was, what's your favorite season?
My favorite season is not winter.
Is not winter.
is not winter.
So anything but winter.
Pretty much. Actually,
What
it's
are you doing?
not
with your
spring,
head?
and it's not fall.
So summer. Summer is your favorite season.
Winter's okay, but not spring or fall.
Not spring or fall.
Nope.
Just
Just
summer.
dead seasons, because those two are like transitioning seasons, and that's when I'm in the hospital the most. So I like summer and winter.
How did you feel when you got diagnosed?
I'll put on my serious look for this one.
By saying that, you made it not serious, just so you know. Now you get to see the goofy side of Patrick.
Where's that front door? No, we're off the pizza question. Okay. When I got diagnosed, I felt like I had no clue what it was, so I was kind of indifferent. But once they started describing what it was, I was like, well, my life is ruined. And that's kind of all I thought through 9, 10, 11. Well, maybe not 11. Maybe not 10, but definitely 9. So that's kind of how I felt about that. When I was diagnosed, I was like, well, why should I care? I don't know what it is. And then they told me what it was. And I was not very happy.
Okay. Somebody said, Patrick.
I'm sorry. I'm seeing who's down there. Whom?
Jana says she got a package from you yesterday. Probably your welcome package.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Ooh, did you hear that one?
Yeah, stop popping things.
Wait,
Patrick,
they can hear that one.
how do you feel about the fact that people think you're an inspiration?
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
Yeah. Freaked out. Kind of terrified. Many different feelings.
Many different feelings.
Many different feelings.
Um,
Multiple feelings.
okay.
More than one.
Someone mentioned that the
2,
most important
3.
message that they get from you is that that the message is that you're not alone. Would you say that that was one of the reasons why you felt like you needed to reach out to people?
Oh yeah, that was like the reason I started Ferocious Fighters, was because I felt every day like no one understood what I was going through, and I was completely alone. And that's what the doctors told me too. Every single one of them would be like, well, it's very, very rare. And so far I've met tons of kids across the US, up almost to triple digits, I think. So I'm not alone, and neither is anyone else with this disease.
Very true.
Also, I want to let the person who asked if I like pizza know that actually I'm kind of indifferent. Like, I'll eat it and I like it, but I wouldn't eat it every day. I would eat it right now because I'm hungry. But
What would you eat every day?
is that a question?
No,
Someone
I
asked?
just
No?
want to know.
What would I eat every day?
Mostly because you're funny and you're entertaining people right now.
Okay, I'm sorry, this is gonna sound really weird, but whatever the 30 milligram thing I took last night, it is so good. Like,
Okay.
is that chocolate without any meds in it? I would eat that constantly. It's like a chocolate mint. It's wonderful.
Mint chocolate things.
Or those Chick-fil-A mints that they give you.
Oh, Chick-fil-A mints.
Those are delicious.
Okay, well, there you guys go. Those of you who've asked what you could send Patrick as a present after his surgery.
Oh.
Chocolate
No.
mint stuff
Chocolate
and the mints from Chick-fil-A. I don't really know what to make of that, but there you go.
Hopefully they're not sending the exact thing that's in our fridge.
Yeah,
Hopefully they're
no,
sending
just
the
chocolate mint things.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there anything else that you didn't tell people earlier that you think they should know? As you waggle, what are you doing?
My neck hurts, so I'm distracting myself.
Barb's watching. Hi, Barb.
Hi, Barb.
Hi, Flancy.
Hi, Flancy.
Could you come back down? You're out of the picture. All I see is your chin.
Do you see me now? How about now?
Okay, you've reached goofball status
Yeah,
now.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Whoever asked if I like pizza, you should send me some pizza. But, like, I don't know what type. I don't know what pizza I like. I just like pizza.
Okay. Say goodbye and thank you for watching.
Goodbye. Thank you. Oh, wait, do I need to keep waving?